How can we conserve environment? Yesterday we discussed about the degradation of environment, means that how does the environment degrade. Today now we will discuss about the conservation of environment. Conservation of environment. So this is our environment chapter which we discussed at the earlier. Environment is what? Our surroundings where we are living is the environment. Is the environment discussed by us. If any of a question comes in your mind, you can ask at the last or send your message in a chat. Clear? Till that time, see. So there are two components of an environment: natural and a man-made. Human man-made means human-made, artificial. Artificial. Then biotic and abiotic are the natural components. Biotic means as a living beings and abiotic are the non-living beings. Non-living beings things are the land, water, air. Living beings are plants, animals. Natural environment. It comprises of the land, water, air. Land, water, air. Lithosphere. Lithosphere is a land area where we are living. Atmosphere, we are breathing in air. And a hydrosphere is a water body where all these three are present. That narrow zone is a biosphere, which we discuss in the form of a three circles. Clear? In previous classes. So description about the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere in detail already discussed. Biosphere discussed. Ecosystem also discussed. There is as a NCC camp. NCC stands for the National Cadet Corps. You can write down their full form because it has mentioned in a chapter. NCC stands for National Cadet, C-A-D-E-T. Cadet, C-A-D-E-T. I repeat, I'm repeating again. National, N stands for National, C stands for Cadet, C-A-D-E-T, Cadet, and next C stands for the Corps, C-O-R-P-S, Corps. Now what is this? This is as the organization in India which has basically helps at that time when country needs help. Means during the disasters, this organization helps the rehabilitation to provide a help to the people. So this is as the role. Now who are these? These are basically the students, school going students and the college students. They are basically a part of this organization of NCC, National Cadet Corps. It was founded in 1948 by the first Prime Minister of the country to provide help during the war fronts. कि लड़ाई के टाइम help कैसे provide की जाए उसके लिए था. ठीक है, अभी भी बहुत सारे स्कूलों में है. Even in a MGN school having as an NCC. Even in a Phagwara school or Sangsanda also having the NCC. Clear? So let's continue. We were here, and afterwards the last topic is the human environment. So let's continue our conservation of environment. Conservation of environment. How can we conserve the environment? First point, afforestation, tree plantations. Tree plantations. Afforestation or planting the trees. Afforestation or plantations of tree plantation, through which we can conserve the environment. Ban on deforestation. एक और कटिंग ऑफ ट्रीज के ऊपर बैन लगाया जाए. दूसरी ओर एफॉरेस्टेशन, जहां पहले ट्रीज काटे जा चुके हैं वहां पर प्लांटेशन स्टार्ट की जाए. Second one is a ban on deforestation, ban on cutting of trees. Third, organization of environment days. Environment Day, World Environment Day on 5th June, showing on a picture at the top. environment day like Van Mahotsav. Example is Van Mahotsav. International this day as this 5th June, but Van Mahotsav. In India, the Van Mahotsav has celebrates. Third, Van Mahotsav. Van Mahotsav. Fourth one. Increase use of recyclable materials. Increase in use of recyclable materials. For example, at the place of a wood, we can replace with the aluminium. Aluminium doors, windows आजकल बहुत use हो रहे हैं. Why? Because there is a shortage of a wood. Increase use of recyclable materials. Recyclable materials like aluminium. Example, aluminium. 3 R's, remember? 3 R's, reduce, reuse and recycle. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Reduce the use of the materials, reuse them and recycle them like paper. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Fourth. Fifth point. Fifth point. We have to aware people regarding the environment. We have to aware people or society regarding environment. We have to aware society regarding environment. Clear? Now the last topic is the human environment. Human environment consists of interaction between nature and human. Nature and human. Nature and human. Nature and human. Or nature and human. Or when humans HUMANS, when humans modify natural resources, when humans modify, transform, change them, modify natural resources into human usable items, their own usable items is known as human environment. Example, this chalk, this is as the natural calcium carbonate which has transformed into as the chalk. It can be used for the writing purposes. So when the humans are modified the natural resources into the usable items is known as the human environment. For example, electricity. Water is a naturally obtained, that water has used for a generation of electricity in dams. This is as the transformation. Clear? So transformation. So humans, they are basically use resources. Humans use the natural resources to satisfy their needs. But this satisfaction, this greed is not limited. Unlimited greed of humans, it led to the degradation in environment. Degradation means it degrading it pollutes the environment. When the humans, they are unknowingly and more than their necessity, when they are using the natural resources, it led to the pollution, it led to the degradation in environment. So such kind of a development is not good for the society. It is not good for the society. Society needs, environment needs, country needs the sustainable development. Jasveer Singh, country needs the sustainable development. Note it down. Sustainable development. SUSTAINABLE. Sustainable development. I repeat again. I'm repeating again. Sustainable development. Human environment or humans are required the sustainable development. SUSTAINABLE. Sustainable development. Sustainable development. What it means? The kind of development, the type of development in which the type of development in which we satisfy our present needs or develop resources. You can write as a, we have to develop resources. We have to develop resources without harming environment. Without harming environment. So that kind of a development in which we shouldn't pollute environment. Development करनी है, we have to use the resources, but in such of the manner through which we shouldn't pollute the environment. Means we have to use the resources in a planned way. We have to use the resources in a planned way for future generations also. ऐसा ना हो पेट्रोल आज यूज सारा कर लें, डेवलपमेंट कर लें, अमीर हो जाएं, सारा पेट्रोल बेच दें और उसके बाद अगले 10-20 साल के बाद बीकर में बच्चों को दिखाएंगे दृष्टि इसको पेट्रोल कहते थे, दृष्टि इसको पेट्रोल कहते थे, ठीक है ना? What it means, when the petrol it will be as a finish, how can we will use in a future? Our present future generations, how can they will use the such resources? It will be as just as the story for them. So we have to use the resources in such of the manner through which use in a present and save for the future also. It means we don't have to wastage. Wastage को reduce करना है. अगर wastage को हम reduce कर दें और इसका use minimize कर दें, use it can be as a minimize with the help of a substitutes. Wherever we can save the petrol, we have to save it. ठीक है ना? कहीं पर हम single जा रहे हैं, जैसे कहा जाता है single, there is an individual is needs to go somewhere. It can be used as a public transport also. It is as a one of the way for the conservation of our resources. Conservation of resources. We have to save the resources for the future. So development doesn't mean that we have to pollute the environment at present for the betterment of our for the making as a better present. आज अगर हम अपनी पूरी नीड्स को पूरा करने के लिए अपने सारे रिसोर्सेज को यूज कर लें, जितना हमारे पास रिसोर्सेज सबको यूज कर लें, whole of the wealth, if we even when we are talking about our families, in families if we use the complete of our money spent in a purchasing of a luxurious items, what we will do in the next 2-3 days or the next year in under such emergency time periods. Clear? So we have to save, we have to procure some resources. We are saving here some money for the future. Same as we have to save the resources for the future, for the betterment, for the continuation. जो development आज है, it should be as a continue till the future also. That is the sustainable development. आज अगर आप सारा resources use कर लोगे, then the environment it will be pollutes. It will be as a wrong. So we have to save resources for the future also. Save resources for the future. This is as the sustainable development. Clear? Sustainable development. This was our chapter. Any questions in your side? Any questions in your side? Any questions in your side? Any questions in your side which you wish to ask? Send your message in chat. Otherwise, we will continue the exercise. Let's start exercise. What is an ecosystem? Ecosystem is a self-sustaining organization of biotic and abiotic components with their physical environment. With their physical environment. That's it. No need to write about the biome. This is known as the ecosystem. Example noted down: aquatic ecosystem, desert ecosystem. Clear? Next one is what do you mean by the natural environment? Natural environment. What do you mean by the natural environment? What do you mean by the natural environment? First answer is what is an ecosystem? Ecosystem is a self-sustaining organization of biotic and abiotic components with their physical environment. With their physical environment. Second question is what do you mean by natural environment? Natural environment. Natural environment. Natural environment. Natural environment. Natural environment consists of land, water, air, plants, and animals. Land, water, air, plants, and animals comprise the natural environment. Land, water, air, plants, and animals collectively makes the natural environment which lies in biosphere. Which lies in biosphere. Which lies in biosphere. Which lies in biosphere. Which are the major components of environment? Natural and man-made. Third question, natural and man-made. Human-made, artificial, man-made are similar, and natural. Natural environment and man-made environment. Fourth answer, give 4 examples of a human-made environment. 4 items which are modified by the human environment. Individual, family, community, religion, educational, economic, political. If not, these are satisfying you. Industries, monuments, anything which has constitutes by the human by the help of their transformation of a natural resources. आप सीधा substances लिखो. Those substances which are making by the humans for their satisfaction of needs, like chalk, duster, fan, electricity, bridges, industry, roads, buildings, any 4. Fifth one is what is lithosphere? Lithosphere, land area constitutes in a continents and oceanic floor, is known as lithosphere. Lithosphere is the solid crust or the hard top layer of the earth. It is made up of rock, mineral and covered by a thin layer of soil. ये लिख लो, ये नहीं लिखना तो उससे अगली लाइन लिख लो पूरी. It is a irregular surface with the various landforms. वो वाली लाइन लिख लो, ये भी नहीं लिखना. Then the third option is there. Lithosphere constitutes the continents and the oceanic floor. Land area constitutes under the continents and oceanic floor. ये लिख लो. तीनों में से कोई भी एक लिख लो. Choice is yours. Which are the 2 major components of biotic environment? Plants and animals. 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 What is a biosphere? A narrow zone between land, air, and water is known as biosphere. With the diagram. What is biosphere? A narrow zone lies in between of land, air, and water is known as biosphere. Is known as biosphere. Is known as biosphere. Clear? Diagram of a 3 circles. If that one is a difficult for you, then the diagram given on a book you can make it. The diagram which showed by me to you, you can make it that one, or either that diagram. Domains of the environment, figure 1.2. You can make it. Choice is yours, any one of them. Clear? Clear, Jalashveer? Any one of them. No need to make the both, just only one. Which one is the easier for you? Next one. MCQs are there, but we have to only attempt the short questions. So the MCQs are which is not a natural ecosystem. Aquarium. Aquarium is not the natural ecosystem. This is the artificial man-made. Which is not a component of human environment. Land. Land is a physical environment, natural environment. Which is a human-made environment. Road. Sea, mountains are naturally found. Roads. Which is a threat to the environment. Population, growing population. Growing population. And last one are the match the columns. Sorry, two are there. Match the columns are biosphere is a narrow zone lies in between. It is a narrow zone lies in between of land, water, and air. E part. First E. Second one, atmosphere. Blanket of air, A. Blanket of air which surrounds the earth. Hydrosphere. Domain of water, B. And environment. Environment is our surroundings, D. I repeat again. First E, second A, third B, and fourth D. Fourth D, our surroundings. Give reasons. Man modifies his environment. Man use natural resources. Note it down. Human use natural resources and modify them into usable items. Example, wood used to manufacture paper. Wood used to manufacture paper. Wood used to manufacture paper. Second one is a plants and animals depends on each other. Plants and animals depends on each other. Plants